Hi, it's Doug here. I just want to have a quick chat about a new game that I received from France during the week. This is Hit Extreme by Reiner Knizia. It's for 2 to 5 players, ages 8 and plus, 15 minutes. I've only played this 2-player, maybe 3 or 4 times, and it literally only takes 5 or 6 minutes to play a hand of this 2-player. It's a very compact card game. It's a push your luck card game. It's a French edition, I believe, but it does actually come with English rules. This actually is a companion game to Hit, which I've owned for 2 or 3 years. This definitely is a French edition. There are no English rules in this. And these are both basically push your luck games. And they're a lot of fun. They're very easy to play. This one is a little bit more complex than this one. It's basically the same game, but this has a few extra action cards and a few extra, I don't know, fiddly bits and a fair bit more increased chaos. So both these games are push your luck games, and I guess they're extensions or variants of basically this game, Cheeky Monkey, which is basically a Reiner Knizia classic push your luck game. Actually got his autograph here on the box. So so I'm going to talk a little bit about Hit Extreme. So basically comes with English rules and French rules. The French rules are somewhere else at the moment. Very simple, just a few pages of rules. The actual base game is exactly the same as Hit. It's very straightforward. I'll just go through the rules in a sec. But there are these new rules here for the 7 different action cards that appear in the game now. So let's just quickly go through the rules. So the basic rules for Hit are very simple. The game basically lasts as long as the deck lasts, and so when the deck runs out, the game is over, and you just simply add up your points. And the object of the game is to basically bank these cards for the points on the cards. And what you do on your turn is you basically just start turning cards, and you just continue to do so until you want to stop. Now this is very much a push your luck game. So what you do is you pull cards from the deck, and you basically will start accruing this value of cards here. But once you've drawn 3 cards, you are now basically vulnerable. So if you draw a card from your 4th card onwards that matches a card that you've already flipped in terms of value, you've gone bust, and you must discard these cards out of the game. You don't get a chance to bank them. If you keep drawing and you get away with it, you can just keep doing this until you've basically drawn a duplicate value from your 4th card onwards. And then you go bust. So if I drew this, bang, right, so this is my 5th card. I've drawn another 6. I have lost all these good juicy points. But let's just say I stopped at 4 and I want to bank my cards. What I do is I just say I'm stopping, and the next player will have their turn. These cards will persist on the table until the start of my next turn, at which point I can now bank them. So basically there's a little bit of, I don't know, Taj Mahal sort of stuff going on here, where, you know, basically things are kind of are just hanging out there until your next turn, and then you get to bank them. So let's just say I've stopped my turn here, and then the next player will start their turn. So they'll start their turn, and they'll start drawing cards. And again, they're safe until they start drawing their 4th card. Now, if they flip up a card that matches a card that's already on the table in front of another player, they can actually steal that card. And so I've lost this card, and this player here has gained that card. And they will just continue drawing cards until they actually decide they want to stop. They can steal that because it's on the table, and they would probably stop there because that's a gobful of points. So the turn comes back around to me. It's my turn. I can bank anything in front of me. Now I did have much more than this, but it's all over there now. So I would bank that, and I would start my turn, and we would continue. That's basically how you play Hit and Hit Extreme. They're the basic rules. It's as simple as that, and you just run through the deck, and you just count up the points that you've banked at the end of the game. So where Hit Extreme differs from Hit are the addition of 7 different action cards that now appear in the deck, and these will basically trigger as soon as they're flipped off the deck. So if you flip a bank off the deck, you discard it, but you can immediately bank a set of cards that are in front of you. So you just choose a value and say, right, I'm banking all cards of that value. So if I had 3 6s in front of me, I could say, right, I choose 6 and I've banked them. I don't have to wait till the beginning of my next turn, in which case I may actually lose them to another player. I can bank them now. Very, very useful. The all-in, that is an all or nothing. Basically, you're declaring your turn is going to be over, but you flip 3 cards off the deck, and if you draw 3 different values, you have got away with it and you can bank them immediately. Again, you don't have to wait until your next turn. So it's an all or nothing. You're giving up the rest of your turn, but you may be able to bank some cards immediately rather than have them at risk until the beginning of your next turn. A hold up is juicy. You basically choose a value that another player is holding and you steal them, and I believe you bank them. Do you bank them? No, you add them to your cards. So they are at risk. The Elixir, if you draw the Elixir, you must give it to another player, and who puts it face up in front of them. When their turn comes around, they can only bank the Elixir. Any cards they still were holding, they must basically keep on the table. So these other cards essentially have to survive 2 rounds before they get a chance to bank them. Pretty annoying card. The loser is simply -7 points. When you flip a loser up, you must claim every other loser in front of another player on the table. So this could actually be a disastrous card. Lucky is kind of like the opposite of the loser. You flip it up when you decide you want to stop your turn, stop drawing cards. Instead of it basically having to wait until the start of your next turn, you can bank a lucky card immediately. And finally, the jewel. When you flip a jewel up, you just leave it face up in front of you. As soon as another jewel is flipped up anywhere on the table, that jewel and the other jewel are immediately banked onto their respective piles. It could be you that draws the 2 jewels, in which case you bank them right away. So it's basically the same mechanics as hit, but with these action cards, just to put a little bit of extra chaos and a little bit more complexity into the game. So what's going to happen is I'm going to have a hand of this with my wife, and we will see how we go, and you can get to see how the game plays. You can begin, unless you want me to. Crash. My turn. A jewel must stay there. A loser. A lucky. I will bank. I can bank luckies immediately. I'm done. Jewels are immediately banked if there's 2 of them on the table. A loser must be taken if there's one on the table. Okay, you've crashed. That's probably good. Oh my goodness. Well, that's negative. There's no point stopping. I will stop. Stopping, you can immediately bank a lucky. I must bank all of this. My turn. A 9, I will take it. 10, I will stop. I'm not going to risk 28 points. Pair of jewels, they're immediately banked. All in, so you can draw 3 cards and you immediately bank. You cannot steal, you ignore actions. Right, you just... I think you probably crashed. Because you had 2 5s. You had 2 cards that shared the same value. Yeah. You ignore actions during an all-in. So I think, yeah. Unfortunately, you crashed. A jewel. A lucky. A 9. I will stop. I bank the lucky. Jewels are banked. Crash. Right, if I start my turn and I have an Elixir on the table, I must bank that and everything else must ride for another turn. A hold up, I can steal all that stuff off you. There is nothing to steal, that's a shame. Okay, that's 18 points, I will stop. Sure you want to do that? Pretty sure. A 1, a 5, our jewels are banked. And all in? Yeah, why not? 1, 2, 3. Ah! Oh! There's only 2 20s and that was one of them. Alright. It's like the gold mine in San Juan. Okay. Oh. Oh, so lucky. I will stop. Oh. Right, I'm now at risk, but I'd love that 24 points. I can bank something. I will bank those 2, which gives me 2 cards, so this is a free flip. Elixir I must give to you. A hold up. I'll stop. Oh, Jewel stays. Oh no, Jewel goes. Jewel goes. Oh, that was a good haul. All in, sure. I failed. Shame. It's nothing, but I'll stop. Bank the 3. Well, I won't flip another one, will I? But I could do a hold up. All right. This is something I don't know in the rules because I had to bank that and I can't bank anything else. The rules aren't clear whether I must draw a card. So I'm going to house rule that I do draw a card and then my option kicks in that I can stop. I will stop. 28 points, that was very nice. Oh no. Stopping, right, I've got to bank the elixirs and these have to stay there. I am stopping. You're going to run the deck out. Oh, maybe not. Oh, it's a risk, isn't it? This is a 10. Okay, game is over. We've run through the deck. We bank everything in front of us. And we will add up our points. Alright, we've added up our scores. And I got 167 points in my bank. Janet got 165. I don't think we made any errors. We may have, but that is Hit Extreme. Very quick, very extreme. A much more extreme version of Hit. I hope you enjoyed it. See ya.